Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Get Established Show. We will be getting started soon. We're just getting things pumped up. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. We are here, and we are ready to kick off. We'll be out here for a good time tonight. We'll get it going and have a good one. We're going to start it off with Mr. Charles Oro Steve. Welcome to the Get Established Show, everyone.
What's good, family? What's good, family? Yo, man, the burning question of the day, yo. Did Jay-Z make the right choice for the Super Bowl halftime performance, picking Kendrick Lamar instead of Lil Wayne?
You know what? There was something I missed that I didn't realize that I missed. Because they passed it off to Kendrick when they were doing the commentary, as he was going to come up here with some super high energy joint. He was over there talking slow, throwing footballs with the football throw or whatever you call it. And but I missed something. Somebody informed me today that in his commentary during that, it was some lyrics from Drake's new song in that commentary. So I missed it because I ain't heard Drake's new song. I don't know, man. I think Kendrick is got a little. He rolled on a little bit of steam right now. I think he rolling on some steam.
I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it's an overreaction and it's too early. You're seeing a lot of blogs, man. I know Cam and Mace was kind of critical of Jay. They're saying Kendrick Lamar is hosting the Super Bowl halftime. I mean, he gonna perform, but it's in New Orleans. I could see it's a safer choice than Lil Wayne, but there's no way that you're gonna host the Super Bowl halftime in New Orleans and not have Lil Wayne or Master P involved. I think both of them should be involved. You got to have No Limit and Cash Money represented in some form or fashion. I mean, P jumping around singing "Make Me Say," and that would be the perfect time for a Hot Boys reunion, real quick in New Orleans at the halftime show. But you gotta be quick with them because that ain't America. I mean, you got the world watching the NFL. Nobody trying to see a bunch of flavor rags and underwear shown.
I mean, is Turk even still part of Hot Boys?
He on tour with Juvie and Manny Fresh right now.
I mean, I could see that the Master P though.
You gotta have P, dog. You gotta have P.
I feel you. Trust me. I Ice Cream Man. I used to bump that Joker all the time because of the fact that
that ain't why I'm saying
his brother. Bro. I know you ain't saying that, but I'm just saying because of his brother, Chris' brother. He put me onto that, and that Joker. I can say that. Hey, look, because of his album, that's how I got turned on to UGK. You know what I'm saying? But it's just I don't know. His for this generation to absorb, or these newer generations to absorb him right now. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point because that was a point that was that Meth and Red made when they was that Summer Jam or something.
Meth was
Summer Jam, bro.
It was Meth. It was Meth. He was at
Summer Jam. I saw it, but it was no connection at all.
Nope.
I mean, it's. I mean, I understand that the artist trying to to come in and do a show, but it's like, I mean, you got to think about the younger generation, and I think this was one of the things that I was talking about. I was thinking about is like we know our generation. We appreciate our generation for what we contributed or what our generation contributed to the music. But I mean, and just be honest, this is their season. This their time with their music. Some of that stuff, yeah, we gonna think about it differently, but it's their time. It's their, I mean, whatever, however they create, that's their creation. You know what I mean?
They not watching the game, bro.
I
Bro,
think
listen, I got a 14-year-old son. He ain't watching the Super Bowl. He peeking his head out the door every 10 or 15 minutes asking what the score is. Or if he hear me holler or say woo or something like that, he like, Daddy, what happened? He ain't sitting watching the game or the halftime show. That's us.
I mean, I don't know. Part it might be that might be just your son now, dog. You can't use that as a measure now. Someone might be into it like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, your son just, you know, hey, he do his thing and he locked in. He know dad locked in. He know he'll get his information from you.
Chris, what you think?
But I think, I mean, like what Roy first said, man, Lil Wayne in no town. I think, you know, Lil Wayne should open up there. I could have sworn, you know, when Dr. Dre and had Snoop 50 and all, I could have sworn Kendrick came at the end or something out there.
Yeah,
maybe
he did.
So I mean, he already been there. So I would have liked, you know, I would have brought Wayne in them up there. That would have just been my preference.
You know what?
Myself.
You know what I think? I think they should have probably like duo, like co-hosted. You know what I'm saying? Because seeing as though Kendrick is hot right now, because that's basically why they doing it, because he's hot right now. You know,
that's why you do anything. I mean,
yeah, you catering to what the people would want. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne, I mean, he's still relevant to you know, to some of these I guess the millennials, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see why he can't be, you know, I agree. I don't see why he can't be, you know, on the ticket as a you know, like a co-headliner.
Well, it's really not when you hosting you like the centerpiece, but you deferring to different acts, like what Dre did. Like Dre, it was Dre in L.A., right? But he gave Mary a portion. He gave M a portion. He gave Snoop a portion. He gave 50 a portion. Kendrick had a little portion.
M gave 50 a portion.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, all the reports, but it still was J. Cole. But you know, even still, when you're talking about hosting, you talking about being the centerpiece, and you're talking about being able to function in a situation where you could defer to people and conduct yourself in a certain kind of way. Kendrick is the safe choice to be the host. That's just the host, but I guarantee you, it's going to be a set for Wayne during the halftime show. I just think people are overreacting too early. Give it a chance to develop and get steam and things of that nature. Now I'm reaching when I say Hot Boys, but I could see Wayne doing doing a piece of a Millie, or you know, just doing a collage.
They're gonna go crazy,
you know, and you have to have P and let P do his verse for make them say we don't need Fiend and the rest of them, we don't need all that, but we can have P jump around with a jersey on with Silk the Shocker real quick,
man,
and with the Free C Murder t-shirts on. You know what I'm saying? So that's
they got to have Mystical on there.
I'm about to say
they got to have Mystical.
Mystical in the clink. What he gonna do? He in the clink
again.
Yeah, same
that's
charge.
right. That's right. He is.
Come on,
same
man.
charge, bro.
Same charge. He
same charge, man.
Did he say he didn't do it the first time?
See that why I make him say, ain't.
Bro, these people crazy, man.
No, hey,
these people crazy.
Well, if they do that, mean they gotta have Snoop.
Ain't gonna cut it, dog.
Well, Snoop ain't coming back out there. Snoop is on enough. We've had enough of Snoop.
Hey, look. Mad Skills in his Drink Champ interview, he was talking about the most what did he say? The most selling artist or the sellers or the biggest artist is Snoop.
Yes, the biggest.
You know what I'm saying? Because
the biggest.
He spans so many generations. Your mama know him. Your grandma might know a little bit about him, but everybody else after that know about him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he can't go nowhere without somebody saying, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Snoop Dogg. We know
Man,
it.
people don't want to agree, man, but Snoop bigger than Pac, yo. Trying to tell you.
That's what he was saying too. He was like
Snoop bigger
Snoop is
than
bigger
Pac,
than a
yo.
lot. Snoop is bigger than a lot of artists.
Yeah.
Snoop is huge, man. They was paying him huge money from what I heard too at the Super Bowl. But Dion Boom popped up. He said it should have been all New Orleans artists. And I'm gonna tell you, well, let me finish the statement first. But because of the pushback, I can see them adding Wayne. But I'm gonna tell you something now. I'm just going off of what I saw on MTV. Frida, like them people love Frida, man. out there in Louisiana. I'm just saying.
You talking about some of the newer artists as well?
I mean, I think they gotta gauge it based on that because you gotta, I think, find a blend to try to cover everybody. I mean, let me ask you this before, because I don't know if I remember them announcing the halftime entertainment on the first week of the football season before. Is that new? Or did I miss?
That's new. I think, I think they just went on and let the cat out the bag. With Kendrick, because you still got the momentum from They Like Us. You still got the momentum.
Yeah, I got you.
So you go ahead and put that out there now while it's still rolling so you can keep it rolling on into January, February, And they have to have, Boosie has to do his verse from Wipe Me Down. Boosie has to do his verse from Wipe Me Down.
Hey man, that was
Fresh Fresh Face. I'm telling you, I would lose my mind because that's like one of my favorite verses, bro. From down there.
You don't want him doing the joint with Lil Weezy?
No, that's the Wipe Me Down. Just his verse.
No, that ain't Wipe Me Down.
That is Wipe Me Down.
The Lil Weezy one he on with is Independent Woman.
I don't see you way too much. I'm just talking about the Wipe Me Down joint.
Weeby Webby, hey, look, bro. I'm just saying. Hey, man.
It's either way, man. Chilla is way too quiet on this subject, bro.
I'm just listening to y'all, man. I'm observing, man. I give you my sense, man. Like I said, Wayne, there's no reason you should go to somebody's hometown, and he's one of the biggest 11. You got the Super Bowl there. He's not
on the bid. Exactly.
I mean, that's no different than Jay's not where he at, and you having the biggest Super Bowl in there, and he's the number like artist, and everybody want to see Jay, and you go way somewhere else and bring somebody else from another state there.
I mean, yeah,
so it's
like talking about bringing Drake to New York.
Yeah, bring him to New York. It's like skip everybody in New York. We just bring Drake there to New York because the Super Bowl there and let him perform. You know what I'm saying?
I think y'all think too.
They ain't pick a singer. We're going to pick a rapper. But out of all the rappers, we're going to pick Drake to bring over here.
Think about it. Rap is regional, man. Rap,
it is.
Even though it's universal.
But still, if you got a hometown and you got artists that, could rock the place and got a nice catalog that can turn the show out. That's all I'm saying.
Word.
And Lil Wayne got enough to rock the show.
Oh yeah,
plenty
all day.
You ain't going to the Bay Area and not saying E40. Hey, look, man, drop us some song or Too Short. Hey, man, drop us a few. You gonna say nah? We gonna
blow the
bypass them all together.
Too short ain't getting on no stage at halftime of the Super Bowl, bro. I'm telling you that now. Jay got strings, but he ain't got them kind of strings.
Big just said the number one joint right there that they'll play. They will play that.
They will
get him on just to do that one song.
Yo,
get him on to do that one song.
We're talking about corporate America. Corporations fund the Super Bowl. It's all about the commercials. And it's sponsored. It's a corporate sponsor. The only reason 50 was at the Super Bowl, like Big said, because of Eminem.
Yep.
Right? Eminem said, if 50 don't come, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
So Jay had to be like, all right, cool. This is what we gonna do. So you got to think about what corporation is going to be all right with Wayne hosting.
Well, what you just said.
The Super Bowl.
Hold up, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna let that slide. And a lot of people always talk about it. If M said if 50 can't perform, I ain't gonna perform. And that's the only reason 50 was up there. My problem with that, man, is that in situations like that, I salute M, because why wouldn't that man be up there if he's one of the greatest catalogs with Dre and M? Why would you even skip him if you got animosity because of whatever in the past? But I mean, this is business, but that's like blackballing. You know what I'm saying? That man was literally blackballed out of that situation until M spoke up.
Well, at
And
the
we're talking
same
about
token, you
corporate,
got,
and to my knowledge, right now, Lil Wayne could be blackballed out of this situation right now, and Kendrick pushed to the front.
I think it's
You know what
deeper
I
than
mean?
that.
Because deeper than, man, politics and that politics, man. Reason is reason, man. If you're looking at the situation how I'm looking at it, man, why would you even, forget everybody and where the Super Bowl at and go somewhere else? I don't care how hot he is. Somehow he's supposed to be up there. Or you just bring a couple of cats out there to perform a little set and let the whole place rock. I
Well,
mean,
this
who's making these decisions?
the thing. If 50 came out there, but 50 ain't from LA.
That's
Like
what I
you
was
were
gonna
just talking about. I mean, neither's Eminem, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
So if
Okay, but
you had
we were talking
Dre,
about Dre in this cat. Mary
yeah,
J ain't from here, but
we had we
we
had
for the
we
catalogs.
well, you should have had Ice Cube out there too.
Yeah, he could have bought Cube out there. It'd have been
MC
even
Ren.
better.
He could have had. They just excluded NWA
Yeah,
and jumped straight to the Chronic.
yeah.
But see,
I mean,
I
but
think it was
So
mostly Dre.
somebody is gonna get excluded, right? Somebody's gonna get excluded for whatever reason. Wayne is gonna be on the stage. He's just not gonna host. It's no way that they're gonna do that without Wayne. No way possible. They will have him perform and let him perform, but he's not gonna be the centerpiece. He's not gonna be the one setting up all the action. That's gonna be Kendrick. Kendrick is gonna be the MC, like when you MC the Oscars, or like when you open up the BET Awards and you the host.
Mm-hmm.
you don't think he performed?
Kendrick gonna do something like Usher did last year when he brought different people out, JD and different people.
Yeah.
He brought different
Yeah,
people
her.
out.
I like that girl, her, man. She is bad.
Wayne is not the type that just, if you're gonna have Wayne, you just need to let him do a set and get on about his business. How long you want him talking?
Hey, look, man.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm just presenting it from a corporate perspective because that's who runs the Super Bowl. See, we got a level of power, but still it's gonna be somebody be like, no, this is not what we gonna do.
Because the man got a frog in his throat.
No, it's not about him having a frog in his throat. I mean, we know what we know about these people. And you know who corporate gonna jump behind and who they not gonna jump behind. And you know who America gonna say they gonna tolerate and who they not gonna tolerate on the biggest stage where they make the most money because they know who watching. They don't want people turning off the TV at halftime. They want people tuning in.
True.
Are you tuning in to see? You'll tolerate Kendrick for a 10-minute, 15-minute span, talking and deferring to different acts. Because if Wayne gonna get up and do a milli, you'll go get some chips or something if you ain't in the Wayne, but you'll come back to catch something else. Or you'll mute it. But you're not gonna sit there and watch Wayne defer to all these different acts and do a milli, candy shop, and all that other stuff he got. Not candy shop, but lollipop. You know what I'm saying?
You got him and 50 confused.
No, I just all the candy references, but
I feel he bounced back off it.
yeah. So that's that one. That's that one.
I think. Let me ask y'all this: what do y'all think about the conversation? And I know people were saying, I've seen it online. I wish I could play the video, but I haven't. We haven't got there yet. But we working on getting things going, continuing on. Welcome to Tasha Barnes Owens to the show. Appreciate it. You and Dion in the comments. Anybody, let me say this. I forgot to say this earlier. If anybody wants to come on and have a question or a comment, all you got to do is click the link at the top of the chat. But what I was going to ask y'all about was Dame's dash. The Dame said it was his
I know you ain't talking about what we were doing a podcast and something fell out and like that. You talking about that? He got something like some fronts or something that came out.
Well, he said it was his what you call
Oh, that's the
he said it was his grill.
It's hit. I thought it was him.
But it was his dentures.
Yeah.
So and he kind of laughed it off. I mean, but I mean, people really is like dogging him, and I'm like, they're like, this is part of the problem with. Somehow they made it a Jay-Z and Dame Dash situation because
always.
So you got some goons to knock his fronts out.
That ain't gonna happen. Don't run up on Dame. Dame ain't one to get ran up on. For real.
Y'all haven't seen it?
Dame eating healthy these days, though.
I've seen it.
Run up on him.
I don't like.
I know Dame eating healthy these days. So
Dame ain't human, man. I mean, like I said, he ain't had to explain the situation, but he did. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know my phone. But Dame ain't had to explain the situation, but he did. He explained it, so I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, look, the man, 50? He's 53 years old. So I'm like,
yeah.
You can't
whatever. There's a lot of people, and see, for him, then we'll go right here. I'm in the right here. For him to do that, I salute him because there's so many fake people out here with fake teeth that look so white like chalk in their mouth, like they brand new. They were just born yesterday. So many celebrities, Steve Harvey with his, everybody got a bunch of fake implants in their mouth. That man could have probably went that route, but I mean, hey, he still got some on the side that's real. And in the bottom, maybe, but hey, why is everybody on him? You know what I'm saying?
They own him because it's like they just saying that's the downfall. They trying to make it like Jay is just so much better than Dame and all this. He couldn't have got where he was going.
Man, look.
Obviously, he couldn't because it took both of them to get the train moving. And I forgot this dude's name, man. I'm gonna have to start loading some clips. Y'all hang in with us. We're gonna have, as the show continues to progress, we'll start playing clips where we can show the videos. We just haven't got there yet.
Man, they just be killing them, man. Listen, man. You know, they like Scotty and Jordan, man. One couldn't have been where they are without the other. I just think Dame ruined a lot of relationships because of his realness. I think Dame is not one to back down, mince words or whatever. He gonna say what he feel, and that's gonna be that. He doesn't care who it offends or how it affects the other person. And I think Dame called a lot of people on their BS, and some people don't like to be called on their BS. So I think that's where the separation came. And we assume that Dame descended and Jay ascended, but that's actually not the case. Like Dame has done a lot for people and it hasn't been reciprocated for him. But Dame is brilliant. If you listen to him talk, he's been to Portsmouth a couple of times.
Yeah, he's trying to share some information for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, Dame is brilliant, man. Brilliant mind, brilliant business mind, and he's definitely about the culture. So hopefully somebody would seem like somebody would reach out and assist him in whatever ways he needs assistance, no matter what it is. Just put aside the stuff and throw that man the net and say, you know what, here, do what you need to do. I got your back. This, that, and the third.
I think
he's trying to build a black network, like a streaming service You know what I mean? Because
he got one now.
when he come. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he got one.
That's
It's called America New.
Right.
But what he did, then one thing I got to respect about Dame is that, like Ray was saying, he pretty transparent, because what happened when he first built it, I forgot the name of it was another name for the streaming service, and it was a subscription base like Netflix, but he didn't have the quality of movies like Netflix has. So he went back to the table. He said he didn't understand it in the right way. He went back to the table. They reorganized, and now he has a streaming service that's free, and you watch, and the ads basically pay for the viewers. And he talked about that as, okay, we made a misstep here, but what we should have done was this, and that's why we're doing it this way now. And then he got a lot of stuff going on, man. He got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
I
see where him and Lee Daniels patched up their stuff. Lee Daniels finally paid him the money he owed him, and they patched their differences up.
Okay. I mean, that's good. What you got, Chris?
What I got? Let me see. The topic I seen today that was interesting was, did y'all hear something about Canada people? The people of Canada and that they bucking not to pay their rent and bucking not to pay their mortgage. I haven't heard about that.
Didn't hear about that at all. We had to call Drake. Somebody get Drake on the phone.
They get free health care. So
what's the reason, Chris? You ain't dig into it.
No, I ain't get digging into it yet, man. But yeah, I heard that they're not paying their they bucking on the system not to pay their rent and their mortgage.
Wow.
And that's something that somebody was like, it's not making national news and the media like that. So I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I was supposed to check it out, but I ain't get around to looking it up.
But it may not. That ain't something you want to publicize, because if they catch on and realize that people not getting put out, then people are like, well, I don't want to pay mine either. So I know we talked last week about those the vigilantes or whatever coming in. What state was that?
That was last week. We were talking about
Venezuela. Was that Colorado?
Colorado. Yeah. Venezuelan gangs.
Colorado. I just say Colorado. I mean the gangs, but I mean that goes on. I don't, like I said, really, I can't get into that conversation, because technically, like I say, and y'all done heard me on many occasions, that we don't own nothing, because as long as you pay any type taxes, property taxes, real estate taxes, after you done bought a Bentley and spend $500,000 on it, and you still got to pay more taxes every year for the car, and after you done spend $400,000 on a nice house, you still got to pay real estate taxes. And the system, the way it is, the illusion is yours. But if you don't pay your real estate taxes and they start decking up, they start auctioning your property that you worked hard to buy. So it's it's an illusion that it makes us feel. And people, the thing about it, a lot of people don't want to have this conversation. They rise on their lives and walk with it. But until people not stand up and speak about it and come together, then it's something that needs to be discussed. I mean, we always talk about putting somebody in the chair of the house, but you don't want to never talk about, hey, is it right for me to keep buying cars? And every year I paid a enormous tax on it. My car was $25,000. I had to pay another additional $6,000 on my car at 10, and all of a sudden, every year you still hear me with taxes. When am I gonna stop paying taxes on my car? And if I don't pay taxes on my car, y'all ain't gonna give me my decals, and then I can't drive my car. So it's like, you gotta just look at the system, man. A lot of people don't look at it like that, so they okay with it. And as long as they're okay with it, ain't nothing ever gonna get changed. Change start with people bringing attention to certain things and standing together and speaking about it. And as long as they ain't gonna speak about it and like to get oil or Vaseline and screwed, they're gonna constantly get screwed. If somebody realize they can continue doing what they're doing, and you ain't gonna say nothing about it, they're gonna continue doing it. And if the people don't want to stand up and start talking, hey, it is what it is. That's just the system. The system is designed to get over on us when they feel like it. And if you don't want to speak up on it, or you scared to speak up on it, and because see, I ain't got 1 million followers, and I ain't no celebrity. So what I'm saying is really just a few people. It's nobody, but let it be 100 million people listening to this. Oh, then I'm a problem. But you know
But
the
Chris,
way I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
but listen though, it's been conversations. It's been those type of conversations. What's missing is effective leadership. What's
Mm.
missing is trust in the leadership that's selected. What's missing is those who are going to follow the leaders. You can't, we got a whole bunch of chiefs. You got 20 million chiefs and 10 Indians. It's not going to get done that way. The only way it's going to get done is through effective leadership. We have to select leaders that are going to lead, and we have to trust those leaders, and we have to fall in line in what they're going to do. What is going to be the plan? Everybody want to do this. Everybody want to do that. We tired of this. We tired of that. What is the plan? Without no, without a plan, we are nowhere. We're always going to be in this spot. It's going to be a handful of people on this corner, handful of people on that corner. Everybody's saying the same thing, but you can't just pick one person and we come together in the middle of the street, and then we meet up with the other street, and then we pick a leader to lead both streets. And that's what we need to do. I feel what you're saying. And I mean, it's a lot of things, it's a lot of things that need to be done on the local level. Until we make change or affect change on the local level, the national level will never be in reach. Ever.
Dion says that'll never happen as long as we're given only two choices to choose from.
But
and I think he's talking about the Republicans and the Democrats on the national level.
Those are who we choose to identify that the choices are.
True. Because
that's what I'm speaking on right now. If we come up, if we pick and select our own leaders, then we can create our own lane. We can create our own party. Then we can effectively make a difference. If everybody just come into the closet and you got a red shirt and a blue shirt and you got to choose which shirt you're going to wear, then we're going to be like Chris said, we're going to be robots.
Cyborg.
Look, I mean, I'm saluting Roe with everything he's saying on that, and he's right. And that the biggest thing he just said is we unify, and we as the people, we stand up and we start speaking out and letting them know that we want to, find somebody who's a great representative, find somebody who's great political and know the business, instead of you just giving me two options. And as like I say, it's like you choosing Satan or you got to choose Lucifer. Both of them evil. One of them might take you out a little faster than the other, but they're the only two options they give you. And it's sickening for America to say, I got to vote for the less two evils. All my life, when I was little and people had to go out to vote, I never heard that. But when you put these in the last couple of 12 years or something, let me see, from Trump on down to now, that's all you hear. We got to vote for the less two evils. That's the sickeningest thing, America, as a human, that you pay taxes, that you got to go out here and give all your money and everything out, and you work hard, and they building you every day, and that's the best you can say. I'm gonna vote for the less two evils. Either I'm crazy or the world crazy, but that's the most craziest thing I have ever heard.
I don't
know. I think I'm a loon. I don't know. I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just I don't know. I know I'm not like Einstein, but it just don't. I would never even say nothing silly out my mouth like that. I'm going out to vote for the last two evils. Damn, evil is evil. I mean, I'm gonna pick the last. Who you shooting dice? You know what I'm saying? You playing Russian roulette. I hope you don't shoot back. You're gambling. Why would you even gamble and you paying taxes and you want a leader? And that's like, I think, Roy, one of y'all, somebody said, why would you want a dummy to lead you? That's the best. One man halfway dead. Some people calling the president we got now this weekend at Bernie. The other one, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Orange or whatever. I mean, y'all can't even pick up come on, this the best y'all. the land of the free America. This the best that America can do for the people. I told you, man. I'm in another different timeline. I was born in one timeline. Somehow, I'm in the movie Idiocy. I keep saying that. I want people listen to me. If you never watched that movie, please, I beg you, go watch this movie called Idiocy. Please watch this movie. I swear, I'm living in this movie. It's called Idiocy, and I'm living in the Truman Show. Please watch both of those.
Well, there's a
Truman
book
Show
we talked about leadership.
I don't care. I don't care what you want to watch. Please stop and watch Idiocy and the Truman Show. If I'm lying, you're gonna start seeing something. Watch them two shows. Go ahead, man. Seriously. Go ahead, bro.
It's big.
Hey, it's just quiet out here now.
Yeah, because you keep never mind. That's a whole I forget we live. We'll deal with all that.
We live.
But
I just had to say that.
Go ahead, B.
Oh my God! Not in the middle.
There's a book called Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, which talks about the way that we should structure ourselves. This should be a textbook for people and primarily Black and brown people in America, because he makes valid points. Without a power structure, financial power structure, unified financial power structure, then you have no power. You may have voice, but you can have a voice with no power. It's just like a kid in the house. They can say what they want to say, but who pay the bills? Who put the food on the table? Who keeping the lights on?
Indeed.
And that's one of the things too. It's a big argument or a big thing when it comes to what we talk about, like Chris was saying about the taxes on this and that. And it's so funny. I was thinking about that earlier today, and that may be the reason of what makes things different here in America versus in some other countries. There's some countries, they got houses, they don't even have showers or the bathrooms is not even in the house. Like what we have in America, when people come here and they look at what we call the projects, they blown away about how good and how nice the places are. And this was even not the new ones that we're familiar with now. This is the one from back in the day, the center block walls and all of that. And they was, amazed at how nice that was. So that comes with a cost. This structure, the way that we have these, what people would, they talk about the entitlement services, that comes from all of that money that we spend in those other places. Now you go to some other countries, you can buy a house and you just own it. You don't got to pay taxes no more. You own it. It's your house, right? But police may not be, they may come 3 hours late. Not saying that we don't have problems like that in America, but as a whole, our structure, when you look at it as a whole, the structure is pretty solid, and it gives everybody an opportunity to be able to kind of do well in a capitalist society. Kind of. I'm not gonna say 100. It ain't nothing 100%. Okay, but it puts the opportunity out where you got people that's been completely broke, and then they can go from broke to rich. There's a lot of people that have done that.
Man, let me put something in perspective real quick before we have not had effective leadership since Dr. Martin Luther King. As a community.
Okay. Yeah.
As a community, we haven't had effective leadership since Martin Luther King. The other one that came the closest to that was Tupac. Think about it. If you really think about who could rally the troops, gather the community that we would listen to. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had your Fred Hamptons, your Huey Newtons, your Bobby Seals, even Malcolm. right, that could rally the troops. But Malcolm had differences with Martin. Just think about if they would have combined earlier.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
So I'm just saying, we have not had an identifiable leadership since the 60s.
I would have to disagree. And the reason I would say that is because that's what was given to us.
That's what was taken.
I'm gonna say this.
They took that.
Understand this though. What I'm saying in one of Martin's speeches, he talks about how he misled and misunderstood some things. When you are in a power structure where you are being funded in a capacity, whoever is funding you and feeding you is pretty much where you gonna walk along that line in that lane. And I'm not saying that he wasn't powerful, but look at what we have today. We just don't have enough focus and enough leadership for us to point to the people that are there. We got people, man. We got people. I mean, I don't know why we're not hearing from them, because we got social media. Everybody got a mic. Everybody got a camera. Why isn't it that can we find? Because what we're finding is the idiocy or the stupidity or the attention seeking is what is primarily what's being shown in social media, and not the things that's going to help change society. Because there's no reason in today's world why there's not another party that can be in a debate at this point. Everybody, it does take money to run a campaign, right? But it don't take, we got the internet. We up here for free, right? We up here talking right now for free. If you got a serious campaign, I mean,
no,
part.
Nah, it ain't free. It ain't free.
Talk about it.
I mean, it's not free. You paying for your Wi-Fi. You pay for your devices. You're paying for your bandwidth, and we're being monitored. And what we're saying, however true it is, and the points we're making are valid, but it's really not shaking the tree. So therefore, we're allowed to speak. And now I want to say I have to amend what I just said in my statement, because Farrakhan did bring people together, bring 1 million men together in DC. And it was big plans talked about in DC on that march.
Mm-hmm.
Has any of them been executed?
That's a great question.
I got to figure out.
I don't even
about what the plans, what all the plans were. You know what I mean? Because it's, I know that was when was that? Shoot.
Wow. That right there.
I mean, I'm just being real, man. Because it's been a minute. It's been a minute. 95.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Let me look it up right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's.
I mean,
1995.
95. So next year it's probably going to be the what? 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
30th anniversary of the Million Man March. We haven't even had a 10-year anniversary. We haven't even had a 15-year anniversary. Where's the town hall meeting? Where's the town hall meeting? Where's any type of meeting with some type of, and I'm just, because I've tried to do some things myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get people to participate because one, everybody think that you're out for something. Like everybody thinks you're selfish. It's a selfish reason behind what you're doing. I had somebody ask me What are you representing? What are you doing this for? Who are you doing this for? I said, God put this on my heart to do. Okay, I get all of that, but what organization are you trying to sponsor? Or and I was like, no organization again. God put this on my heart to do. So it's, so people don't even believe you to begin with. So like, like what we gonna do? Like how are we gonna change the structure for our communities for the youngins? For your grandkids, or for my grandkids. If Nigel decide, he 15 now because I waited till I got all old to become a parent. But either way, you know what I'm saying? Like I look at what he got to deal with and what he got to face, and man, it's out of control out here. The school shooting, the school shooting incident. What do you think?
Well, Dion's got a comment that we don't trust each other because many are too easily bought.
Yeah, the minute you got a bill due, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, hold on, what Chris is
He uses sign language, bro.
turn your mic on, man.
I got him. It won't unmute.
He got to unmute it.
Yeah, you got to unmute, Chris.
There you go. You got it.
I didn't know the Jane was on mute. I said I loved everything Rose said, basically. I mean, Rose said some powerful things, and I think a lot of times, I know I have been up here, and all has been up here. That's what I look at when I even talk about is the future. And like you said, it's kids, man. And it's like we the generation, if we want our kids and grandkids to have a better situation than we, you see what's going on, we got to stand and unite together. So at least for our future to be, prosperous for them. Back when we were little, we had men who stood up for us. We had dudes who had little leagues, footballs, this, that, baseball, and they wanted to help the kids and groom them for society. I mean, you could go with somebody, they'll train you how to work or show you their business. They won't scare it. Today, these kids are, the role models, like I said, and I don't, because people always say we always going in on the kids, so I try not to want to go on the kids, but it's just like I did what Ro really said, you know what I'm saying? Because I look at the future and I want the future to be bright, not dim. And I'm like, and won't nobody, you won't leaders to stand up, but everybody's scared to speak up. And I think we need to speak up. And not like I said, everything you said was 100 to me, man. 100.
I mean, okay. Here's the thing. Are we speaking up against the establishment, or are we speaking against ourselves to better ourselves, to be more responsible for each other and promote that type of community that we all grew up on? You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's one of the things we do a lot. We do bark at the establishment in a sense to say, okay, well, hey, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. Okay. That's what it is. And we do that. We do that as strongly as we can, but it's like, okay, well, uniformly, are we really putting that pressure on ourselves to kind of do what we got to do to bring ourselves to come together and say, hey, look, let's dispense with all this petty bickering, I don't know if I want to say tribalism, because when you're dealing with people that are, when you talk about these individuals over here from this city or from this area or something like that, everybody is coming together and saying, okay, well, this my area, this my block, this my, you know, and you got people saying, okay, well, hey, look, I'm gonna rep my block, I'm gonna rep my city, I'm gonna rep my set. And it's like, okay, well, hey, you doing that, but then now you going against your own brother, fighting your own brother because of a territory. You know what I'm saying? How about looking at it from the perspective of, hey, this is my people, regardless of where you from. Let's come together and decide to do more than just rep a block. You know what I'm saying? Rep your people. Do what you got to do to elevate your status, your situation, so that then when things come together, then we can all truly say, yeah, we can push forth and go to the establishment and say, hey, look, it's time.
You know what I can tell you with that right now. There's the way the economy has been set up, especially after COVID. Like the government was pushing out all of that money, and we knew at some point that it was going to hit a wall. And now you got people paying $2,000 plus for rent, groceries high. I mean, right now gas is it seems reasonable because of what it was prior to it. Taxes are higher. We got tolls in the area that we live in. There's tolls everywhere, almost at every crossing. And I think, honestly and truly, I think people want better situations, but I think people just don't have the time. People working 2, some other people working 3 jobs, just trying to survive in this situation. I know people that have piled up and have come together to live in a place just so they can afford it. You know, you got people sharing rooms in places now just to try to be able to afford, because their jobs are not paying enough. These jobs are not paying enough, and that's why you've got certain people that have stepped out and created businesses that have done some great things. Like we got one of the guys that came up with us. A lot of the guys that came up with us actually cut yards on the side or have done it full time. Our boy Scoop Mayfield, he does it full time. He used to work in the shipyard. Now he does it full time because it was something that he was able to impact and make more money and be more, do more with it. But I think that's the real issue. I think if we could pick someone other than these wealthy people to be in a position in a high office, I think we could really get some things done because they look at things from a different perspective. The government wastes a lot of money on a lot of things, and it's our money. And I think people fail to realize that. Have you guys ever seen American Greed? It's a show that comes on, I think it's CNBC. Have y'all ever seen it?
I've heard about it, but I haven't looked at it.
Well, American Greed, what they do is they go in and they do these documentaries, these exposés on people that have been greedy and have stolen money. Like you probably see something on Madoff. But there was also, I saw one time about these sisters that were government contractors, and they sold the government like pens, single pens for like $1 million a piece. So there's so much wasted money that the government spends that really it belongs to us. We need somebody that's frugal. We need somebody that be in that position is like, we ain't spending that for that. How much pen costs at the store? You know?
You gotta think about that how that pendulum swing when you say that, because when you talk about frugal, that means a lot of daggone programs will get cut because of the fact that, hey, we need to cut back. And
before we
start talking conservative.
Yeah, before we even get into finances, we have to start with accountability. If we start with accountability and we clean our house up and we get the financial people with the financial people, we get the organized people with the organized people. You get business professionals with business professionals. You get trades people with trades people. You know, you get speakers because it's people who speak for profession. So just like, I mean, you know, just to take it there, just like God appointed Moses, and Moses like, how you gonna give it to me? I stuttered and everything, and God was like, look, I'm gonna tell you, you tell Aaron, let him tell the people. So you put people in their spot, everybody come together, and you got groups of people picking their leader, everybody get a plan together, execute that plan, and everybody do what they need to do. But first of all, we got to clean it up. We've been separated for so long. It's such a big mess, man. Everybody, we got to get the trash out the street. We got to clean up the house. We got to get the trash out the yard, cut the grass, edge it up so we can see where we need to go, straighten the house up. Somebody do the bathroom, somebody do the front room, do the baseboards, all of that. Get our house straight, and then we can go take care of what we need to take care of. It's not about going against any establishment. It's about creating our own establishment. It's about creating our own government. It's about creating our own lane of living and allow them to see if they want to jump on our train. It's not about being a part of what they have in place, because what they have in place is corrupt. What we want to create is, we want to be pure in nature. Our community has been corrupt long enough. So if we clean it up, why would we clean it up to go join something that's filthy? That's like playing outside in your school clothes. You know, back in the day, if you was outside in your school clothes, it was a problem.
Absolutely.
So I think that's where we start, man. And in those places, I think that's accountability first, and everything else accountability, organization, and then let's move.
I like what you said about the categories, but I think groups and teams move better when they're intermingled. You need all of those people in that group. Like, you need a speaker, a business person, a tradesman, a politician.
That's the final group. That's the final group, right, that take the plan from the groups of everybody that's in the same profession. Mm-hmm. The finance person said, this is what we came up with. The speaker is sitting there like, okay, what you come up with? What the organizers come up with? Okay, cool. This is what we gonna bring to it.
That's
and
why
then everybody be like, let's go.
Right. I'm sorry to interrupt.
You good.
That's why I think Dion brought up Victory Hip Hop brought up a great book, and I mentioned him earlier, Dr. Claude Anderson. I can't impress upon y'all enough. Like, this conversation is a real conversation. Our lives are being impacted. The people that we love are being impacted. And we set culture. Okay. And don't let me be cloudy or not clear. We as Black people, we set the culture of the world. And it's been demonstrated over and over and over again. But guess what doesn't happen? We don't cash in. We do not cash in, but we set the culture. Everything is cool when we do it, but we don't cash in. So we have to learn how to do that. And Powernomics gives a structure that will give an opportunity for us to be able to come together, do some huge things, and actually start to build unity. When you go around the country, you've got there's a Chinatown or a Little Italy, or some of the areas where are primarily focused on a Jewish families, the structure. We do not have that. That is the problem. And we need to start building that, and we got to figure out a way to do it. And today, I'm glad we're having this conversation, because at the end of this conversation, to me, the beginning of this conversation is not like the end of this conversation, because now I'm like, we all got some homework to do. We all got something to go do. And number one, I'm going to impress upon everybody on the panel, and everybody on the chat, everybody watching this live, everybody watching it on the replay, get Powernomics. Look, if you're not a reader like me, I drive a lot, so I listen to books on Audible. I use Audible. So whatever works for you, I would say get it and really start checking in and seeing. And then, hell, it could be us, the ones to build a foundation to move the country forward in the way it need to be doing. It's just somebody has to step up and say, I'm going to do it. and we can do it 1 hour at a time. And it can start right here. Anybody got anything else before we wrap up?
We just gonna leave it off of your rallying speech, man.
All right. Well, like I would say, we appreciate you guys checking in. Every week we're here Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this every week. We'll be here every week. D Jones is not here, and we forgot last.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing it up today.
No doubt. D Jones.
D Jones, look, he's just out. He's a semi-pro bowler, so sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. There's a lot going on with that. But we wish him well. He's not off for the show or anything like that. He is just out, and just like as before, we had someone fill in his position. That is Roe, instead of having two cameras of me, because we like our four blocks.
Yeah,
the four horsemen.
Roe. Yeah,
as we told the four horsemen.
It's good to have Roe here, not two bigs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, look,
tell it just off right now.
Hold on, something is y'all bear with me here. Okay. Here we go. All right, so we appreciate you guys. We thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate your attention and your input. But this is going to be the wrapping up, and hey Chris, since Roe is in Derek's spot, I think it's only fitting that he does it this week. So Roe, are you ready?
Indeed. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Get established.
This has been the Get Established Show, y'all. Thank y'all for checking with us. This has been September 9th, 2024, a live broadcast. We appreciate y'all, and we'll be back here next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Pittsburgh, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, everybody get their Powernomics. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up.
Yes, sir.
Y'all.